we're here with James, Arthur, PNW GOAT, one of the, really, I think, top dogs for sure in the company, also in Oregon. So
Thank you.
I'm really stoked to kind of jam on, your story, where you came from, how you got here. In the sales industry, I consider you a pretty successful guy. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that could benefit from some of the value you have to add to them, bro.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it has always been this shiny, bro. I'll tell you that. Growing up, we didn't have a lot of money. We bounced around quite a bit until towards like the end of middle school. We moved to settle down in Beaverton. My mom got a house with my stepdad. Obviously, she went through a divorce. My stepdad my real dad in and out of jail and stuff like that throughout my life. And just money was a huge issue growing up for us. But my mom always taught me money should never be valued on your character. She always won. She's a believer in Christ, and so I learned that later on in life. I was a rebellion. I cannot lie to you. For the longest time, I didn't believe in God. I didn't believe in all that to be 100% real. But yeah, man, I just went through life just learning, and I was always open to learning from other people. I obviously didn't have a dad, so the one thing my mom always told me, she's like, I can't teach you how to be a man. She's like, I can teach you how to do certain things right and have a character and stuff like that, but I can't teach you how to be a man.
Right.
And I was like, hey, okay.
Dang,
so growing up at
a
young age, especially having siblings and stuff like that have disabilities and stuff like that. So in my eye, I observe everything. Like when I'm walking or talking around people, or someone comes up to me, I see everything. So I'm just trying to learn and just be better. And my dad, one thing he told me when he was in jail, he used to get those collect calls. But hey,
my dad was
you have
in jail
a collect call.
Times, so I already know.
But yeah, I remember one time my dad just told me over the phone, he's like, it's your responsibility to take care of your family. That's it. Take care of your brother, your sister, and your mom. I don't care about anything else I can teach you in life. That's it. So that was just my mentality growing up. And obviously, as you're a kid, you start to go through life and stuff like that. You figure out you don't have a lot of money, so you start doing some really dumb stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I made a lot of mistakes in my life, and as I got older, those mistakes had compounded, and I feel like I was 19, 20 years old, and I got introduced to sales, and I've always done hard construction labor and stuff like that. That's all I knew how to do.
Right.
And someone introduced this concept that I can not have to break my back for money.
You're like, what?
And it just changed, man. It was a whole paradigm shift for me. And I think it's that saying, you don't know what you don't know, right?
Right.
And after that, I was like, cool, I'm going to go all in. And I'm the type of person, I can't half in, half out type of anything. I'm balls to the walls, everything I do. So if you ask me to do something, you don't see that I'm fully into it, it's because I'm not fully into it. But I started in sales, started in a network marketing company.
Yeah.
One of my best friends recruited me at the time, and I came in, I was 240 pounds, I had long shaggy hair, I had a jacket on, and his mentor looked at me and checked me, and I haven't had people check me like that in a long time since sports. And he checked me, goes, hey man, if you want to change your life, man, you got to change how you look.
Was this before C. Anthony or around that time?
Yeah, it was around that time. Yeah, it was in 2012.
Oh dang! So
yeah, man, I was
OG network marketing.
Yeah, man, I was in a bad place. Negative, just life was beating me up, and I got in a room with all these people, and I noticed everyone's in suits. I was the only person not in a suit.
You were in sweatpants?
Yeah, man, I was in sweatpants. I was in some forces. So man, I was chilling, and I got in this room, and after I left the meeting, I called a bunch of friends, and I was like, hey, there's this opportunity. Should I do it? Everybody said, nah, that's a scam. That's one of the pyramid things. And I was like, I'm going to take a chance.
Yeah.
I was like, what can I do? So I called my mom, and I was like, hey, I think I'm going to join this company. She goes, hey, I mean, what happens worse? You're back to where you're at. If it fails. I was like, hey, you're right. So I just, after that, just went all in. I started learning, and I learned how to read books. I think the first book that I read after that was Darren Hardy's The Compound Effect.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it just shifted my mindset of just learning. And then I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I started getting into books and developing, and that's something I never would have ever done. If you know me, James is not doing that.
In 2012?
Yeah.
Dang, that was before I started my self-development journey. So you're ahead of the game.
Yeah, bro. There was a lot that went on. I would fly into conferences and stuff like that. I was dead broke at the time. I had no money. But I was just so persistent and like just learning and being better. Like so, I would pick up side jobs on the side. That's why like, if you know my story,
Hustling,
I've had
yeah.
like bro, like I've had like 75 different jobs,
You're
bro.
like, what? Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, man. Anything to pay rent, I was good.
Yeah, you got a
But
bag on it? I'll do it.
yeah, man. Hey, $300, I'll lift
Whatever
something
you
for you.
need.
Yeah. But nah, so I've done a bunch of random stuff and like over the years, just like learned, just kept compounding, learning like, and I always ask advice for somebody, or from somebody, and I was never afraid to be like, hey, I don't know it all, like,
Right.
and I would just go up to people and a good mentor became a good friend of mine. Like when I was in New Orleans, his name was EJ Pardo, Philippines. Filipino, and yeah, I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, man, you're very successful. Like, teach me."
Yeah.
I just built a close relationship to him, and I watched how I watched, and that was just something that I was like, "Cool, I can take that and internalize that, and every
Use
day
that.
work on that." And
Yeah.
then, yeah, just built from there. Started doing other sales jobs and kept it going and moving, and then
Let's go.
after that, just built up and in and out of different jobs. Sold water for a while. I was at Comcast with Berto.
Yeah.
Berto told me, "Hey, I'm not working here anymore," and I was like, "Dang, I don't want to be here by myself because I hated being on the phones, bro."
Really?
Yeah, man.
Phones is worse than knocking?
Man, I'd way rather knock a door.
Why?
Yeah, man, I'm a people person.
Oh yeah, and you're just in a
Yeah.
cubicle, like
Man, I can't
just...
sit there all day. Man, you just waiting on the thing. There's this little button called aux, so it's like a pause basically.
Yeah.
So I would like take the phone calls and then put it on aux and just walk around the building for like 5-10 minutes. I was getting in trouble all the time. Man, I hated it because I couldn't be sitting there all day. Like
Oh no.
I would make my sales and like I remember at that time I would be in like top 10% like of the company at that time. So which is
Right.
cool. I'd make my sales and just go walk around like. And I was just like, bro, this is boring. Like, the moment Berto said, "Hey man, I'm out of here," I was like, "Dang, you gave me that like
Let's roll.
that window." I was like, "I'm good.
This
I'm leaving
is
too."
a sign from the universe.
Yeah, but yeah, after that, like, started selling water with Berto. We sold the little Konga machines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Learned a lot of from that. While I was doing all these extra things, like I'm still like one of my close mentors. Like he owns a real estate company. Like other people that I know in Portland that own a construction company, stuff like that. I'm still around them learning all this stuff.
Right.
Like, and I still at that time like my money like wave was just coming and going around. It'd come in, I spend it. Come in and spend it. But I was learning all these little principles like to do
Right.
certain stuff. Like, and there was times where I like knocked out like a good chunk of money in like 4 to 6 months. Like, dang, bro, I made 80 grand in like 4
Let's
months.
go.
Like, I was like, cool, I'm good.
Yeah.
You spend it right away. And I
Bro,
was
yeah,
like,
it goes
dang.
down. It always
Yeah.
it's because money's like a or like it's like water. Like you have to flow it.
Man.
And once you get that flow down, like that recycling, then it like stays there. But it's not the same money if you think about it, because it's
Yeah.
always
Money's in
new-
recycling, bro. That's
Yeah.
it. Like, it's not your money. You're just using it for right now. Like
Yeah.
that's one thing I learned like about the universe is all that stuff too, and all these godly principles and bro, everything follows all of that. Like it's all about what you
100%.
put out to. It's gonna
Yeah.
come right back, and it's not
100%.
yours today. It's gonna be rented tomorrow. Yeah, all that
that.
stuff every single day. It's just compound effect of doing all that, and you just live by these universal laws.
Right.
All that stuff really like plays a huge detriment into how your future's gonna look.
Yeah.
And once I started reading like the certain books, like the
Yeah.
Dale Carnegie, and I started
Yeah.
getting into like Kevin Trudeau and
Let's
like
go.
learning all that stuff, bro, my mind went to like a whole different place. And like from there, I just started just building on that. And then we moved to San Diego and we were living out there.
Yeah, your guys like that shit. I mean, I heard Berto's story from a bit, but I know it was like the same periods of times you were in the same like space. So you guys made some like crazy, scary like sacrifices, like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And those are like big moves to like move to a whole new city with
Yeah,
like
man.
nothing, just boom, let's run it. Like
Right.
I haven't been that brave, honestly.
Man, it was a big. I remember Roberto calling me and he was like, "Hey, man, I'm moving out of state," and I was like, "Dang, you're the only person right now that I'm really rocking with, like that's
Yeah.
here in Oregon still."
Right.
Because some of my other close friends at the time already moved out of Oregon.
Yeah.
And I was already tempted. And I was already trying to move to Arizona. And at that time, I was just like, dang, dude, I was the type of person, like, you told me something, I'm going to take a leap, bro.
Right.
I did not care. Yeah, I would dive all in. And everyone used to tell me that, like, bro, you're doing all this stuff. You're going to fail. And, like, I did not care. Like, to me, like, I was just in a learning phase of, like,
Right.
every step of
And when you have nothing to lose like that, it's
Man.
like all that is just there's nothing where else to
Yeah,
go. But
man, I
up.
was like, hey, what can I lose? I can always come back home.
Yeah.
I can always go get a normal job. I can always
Yeah.
go do that.
Exactly.
But to me, there was something internalized, like as a little kid, that I always wanted more and wanted to be around more. Like I remember like when we were in elementary school, like my mom had a snow cone machine, and she made a couple for us, and like we'd go to the neighborhood and start selling them and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, I'm making a snow cone machine outside. So my mom was like, cool. So I've got this little table, and I kind of like nailed some stuff together, put a little table, and I got all the neighborhood kids to stand there. And I was like, cool, I'm going to bring people to do this. You guys sell them, and we'll all split the profits. So I'd running up and down the streets and stuff like that to get all these people to come. And I was taking off my shirt, twirling around. Bro, I was a little fat kid too, so I was getting attention from everybody. Like people pull up and they're buying snow cones, and we make like $50, like stuff like that. And like, bro, that was just my mindset as a young age. Like, the first time I ever made $60 was picking up pop cans.
What?
Like, people, most of the time people don't know. Like, bro, I'll do anything to make a buck, bro.
If it
like,
makes sense.
Yeah, but like as I got older and then Berto started moving and stuff like that, me and Neely were just freshly dating at the time too.
Dang, right before you guys moved?
Yeah, and I was like,
crazy.
man, I had to go tell her. Like, I had this crazy concept. I'm about to move. I didn't know if it was gonna make it or break it or not.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I think we're moving. And her my thing, one thing I love about her is she's always fully supported me. She was like, cool, where we move it to? And my brain after that, I was
You're
like,
like, it's go time.
Yeah, we're good. And so we had to go tell our families. Obviously, her mom and stuff like that, like, it was kind of upset and stuff like that. She wanted to stay close. My mom was obviously down, but she was like, cool, you got to go learn.
Right.
And so, yeah, we left, went to San Diego. We stayed. I remember we stayed with another couple and Berto and them as well. There was like 6 of us in like a 650 square foot bedroom apartment. Yeah, we were out there,
crazy.
water grind, and then the whole goal was to get to Arizona, and then we ended up in Arizona. We were there for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For like a years or?
We were there for a couple months. We were trying to. My goal was to live there and like be there long term. But don't mind me drinking coffee.
No,
man. I'm a coffee fiend.
You're good. You're from Oregon too.
Yeah,
they drink coffee out there.
Well, I don't like Starbucks, but hey, it was the quickest thing to get. All right, don't judge me. Yeah.
Straight black, bro. Gangster.
But yeah, like, so our goal was to initially stay in Arizona. I was actually gonna jump into the real estate game.
Oh, okay.
That was my like whole goal and everything that I had written out. Then Berto called me, and this water opportunity grew. And he was like, "Hey man, I'm moving to Vegas. I think it'd be best to get all the water guys together and live under one house." And I was like, "Dang man, all right." I was like, "What? I can always come back and try this again." I was like,
Right.
let me just go. So we moved to Vegas. Months after being
After
Arizona, came to Vegas, lived in this house, and from there it was just grind time. Like, learn, like, let's be on the doors every day. Like,
with the water,
man. We were knocking and selling the water systems and stuff like that, learning this whole pitch process and everything. Right. And man, we went through like the hot summers.
Yeah,
we were knocking like,
it's not a joke,
bro. It was a grind, and we're only making at that time like nothing crazy, maybe like $2,000 a deal, like. And payout was like every 2 to 3 weeks after like a deal.
Yeah.
It wasn't crazy money at the time, but started getting good at it, and you're like, dang, bro, like,
you're like, hey,
I'm starting to figure this out. Like,
I can see this.
And I learned like more about the door-to-door industry at that time,
right?
Which is cool. And craziest scenario, I was just talking about this the other day. Back in I think it was 2014, 2015, I was just writing down my goals for the year, and I had this blank check. And I put it on the wall, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna make $500,000 in a year in the direct sales industry. I don't know why I said direct sales. I've never been, man, I was in there marketing, I was in other stuff, which is semi-direct sales, but never like, I was in Comcast, and I've done other sales and stuff like that, but not like door to door, like, right? And so I put it on my wall. Years go by and stuff like that, and we're in the door to door industry, and for some reason I opened up this binder that I had, and I pull it out, and I was like, bro, this is really wild. I have the opportunity now to do this. So I would have that in my pocket like every day.
When you went to go knock?
Yeah, when I was knocking and stuff like that, we were grinding. We were struggling bad. Like,
right.
I remember my wife and I, we were sitting in, most people don't know this. They see all the shiny stuff on Instagram.
Right. That's
man,
what I'm
you
saying.
see the Instagram, you see Vegas you live in, it's cool and everything,
Right.
but you don't see, like, I spent a lot of my savings. Like, I had a good nest egg, like, to come out here to try to, like, grind. Like, man, all that was gone.
Yeah.
And I remember Nelly and I, we were sitting there and we were eating eggs for, like, a week or two.
Straight up.
Just straight eggs, bro.
Hard boiled, scrambled.
Man,
over
you mix
easy.
it up. You make an omelet today. Man.
Put a little salt and the pepper. That shit still hit.
Man, but it was a grind. But the one thing I'm very grateful, like, she always had my back. Like, she was, like, learning the sacrifice, like, and just going through the door-to-door industry, learning, like, oh, then there's pest control, there's solar, there's all these different things. Like, and being out here, like, in Vegas is, like, the hub. Like, to me, it's a place where you really grind. Like, And I always tell people like Portland raised me, but Vegas made me, man. Yeah, like coming out to Vegas, like I learned like it helped me develop like to become a man, like and to grind and really just put in the grit, time, and
Right.
energy. And like then Steven came out. Obviously, shout out to Steven, who one of my close friends, like the most humblest person you'll ever meet in your life. But he was like, yeah, Solar's coming back to Vegas. He moved back to Vegas. And
so you knew Steve before Solar?
Yeah.
From what?
From network marketing.
Oh, from
days.
network marketing. Yeah, that's right.
Steven came back, met with Berto and I, and we were talking, and I told Berto, I was like, you go do it first, bro. I was like, you go show me how it is. I'm going to keep doing this water, and then if it works, I'm good. And at that time, we went through like a process, and our business of water kind of got restructured, and we had to go work for someone else at that time, and we had to rebuild back
reset,
up.
yeah.
Man, I swear, door to door, there's so many resets, bro.
You got to reset, bro. It's part of the game.
What's that saying? It's like it's cool once you make it, but can you rebuild it again?
Right.
That's how you really know you really
got
done
down,
it. Yeah. But we had to reset and rebuild the water, and Nelly and I were on the grind again, just grinding by ourselves. And Berto was figuring out the solar, and he came back to me, and he was like, "Hey, man, this is dope. Like, you can make some good money." He kept telling me, he's like, "The culture's cool. Like, it's everything that like, we talk about." I was like, all right, cool. So I was half in, half out, like trying to do this, and I wasn't really knocking like for solar. I would just randomly pitch it and stuff like that to my water customers.
Yeah.
I remember one night, Berto was like, "Hey man, you got to go all in. Stop playing, bro."
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. So we're knocking for water for the day, and at nighttime it's like 7:30 at night, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna go knock for a solar right now. It's dark. It's dark in Vegas, and I was like, first time, boom, 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 hit this pitch, and I'm trying to figure it out, figure it out. Call Berto. I was like, hey man, I got my first appointment. I was like, you close it tomorrow? And he goes, yeah, I'll be there. Close the appointment down. I was like, cool, I can do this.
Dang. First day, got a deal.
Yeah, first door I knocked for solar. And
that's God,
it
bro.
changed my whole perspective. I was like, oh, yeah, maybe I could do this. And then, yeah, after that, we sat in home, and I was like, okay, solar's dope, bro. Like, and there's a real purpose behind it, too. Like, I'm solely sold on health and all that stuff with water.
Yeah.
But the solar like aspect, like once you figure out like what you're really doing for the environment, man,
Right.
to me that's something I could really get behind and like really
Right.
put value, and it's a win-win situation.
Right.
And so we did that, and cool. So I started going to correlation and started doing that stuff. Still struggling. After that, like you get that one good one, then you got to go through it.
Yeah.
And to me, like cool, like it took a couple months, like, and then I was like, cool. Then they had this challenge, like this 5-week challenge. I was like, cool, I'm gonna get one every week. And I started getting one every week. And at that time, man, I think the realization rate out here was like 30-40%.
Jeez.
So we were getting them, but I was making no money.
Yeah.
I was like, this is cool, but nothing's installing.
Yeah.
And then obviously they switched. I created a whole nother company. And then we were in Portland at the time. And Nelly and I probably had like $1,200 to our name. Because I was still trying to focus on the solar and stuff like that, grinding. And it's been like 9-10 months already.
Damn, without like the pipeline being installed?
Nothing was going installed. I had that one install. But other than that, nothing else was getting installed.
What?
And I was like, dang, man, I don't know if I can make this work. And at that time, like I told you before, like I didn't believe in God or anything like that.
Right.
And Nelly kept asking, like, and we would go to church and everything. And I'm listening and all that stuff. And my mom used to always tell me, she's like, I used to battle with her all the time. We get into heated debates, man. But I tell you, I was a rebellious kid. I challenge everybody.
Yeah.
Any thought that you had, I'm gonna challenge it just to see.
Just to see what it's all about.
And I'm still like that to this day. Anything
Yeah.
that you say, I'm gonna challenge you. Like, but I feel like it's good because it feels if you're really saying what you're saying just because someone told you, or you really, really believe that.
Right.
Or my understanding, like one of my favorite subjects is epistemology.
I don't even,
It's like the study of knowledge, like how you got knowledge. And to me, that's one of like the coolest things. Like I want to know how you learned something and what perspective you learned it at.
That's crazy.
And so
there's a whole science of that?
Man, it tripped me out when I started reading all these books.
What?
Yeah, like because you start to know like what knowledge is, how you learned it,
right,
and who taught you, and what was your perspective at that time. And then it's like knowledge, and then you have like applied knowledge and like all this stuff. Like there's so much to it. Like so, I challenge everybody.
Yeah.
And everyone knows like, hey, bro, don't get into a debate with James, like, because I like doing that stuff.
Yeah,
like just fun to me. But like even on social media, like people be going in on stuff. Man.
He be getting all the comments.
I'll message people back just to have fun, man. And I don't take it personal or anything like that. But I would just be messing with people. You see how upset they get.
James is a troll.
Yeah, bro. That Katie with that fake account. Yeah.
Oh no,
bro. But no, at that time, my mom used to always tell me, hey, you're gonna find your relationship with God one way or another. You're gonna wrestle with Him, and you're gonna have to
You're gonna find
believe.
it, yeah.
I was like, cool. And that day, like, I remember nailing to have another $1,200, just enough to pay rent. We were driving back to Vegas, and I was like, dang, I'm gonna have to make my card go to overdraft
Yeah.
just to pay for gas to get home.
Oh shit.
And we transitioned at the time in solar, and I was like, you know what? I got on my knees and I just prayed, and I was like, God, you know what? If you're real, like, cool, like, I put everything into you. If you're real, help me figure out this next week.
Yeah.
And at that time, like, we were just transitioning to the new company, and like they were about to do a cruise.
This was for when Sunder was
Sunder
there?
was launched. Yeah, shout out to Sunder. Shout out to everyone out there. Like, I learned a lot from all those people, amazing leaders. But yeah, at that time, like, they were having this cruise for their launch,
Right.
and they were like, "Hey, you gotta have at least 5 deals to go on the cruise." And I was like, "Bro, there's a week left." I was like, "I don't have nothing." And at that time, that's why I got on my knees and I just prayed and I asked God. I was like, "Cool, if you're real, I'll dedicate my life to you." I was like, "Just help me, show me that you're real." And I asked him, I was like, "Just put me in front of like homes or just help me pay my rent." And I was like, "I'm good." After that, boom, next day deal. I got an appointment. I called Berto. I was like, "Hey, can you do this?" He closed it. I was like, "Cool, I can do this."
Boom. 2.
After that, boom, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a week. And my first week after that, and I was like, "Dang, all right, cool." God. Like, after that, I just started just fully diving into the Word, like, and I really gave my life to Christ, and like understanding like that it's not just me. I could do all this stuff. I can do all these extra things. Like, I could do the hard work. I could read the books and everything. But if I don't have that faith and that foundation, like, man, I can't do it without Him.
Yeah. Faith, bro. Faith is huge.
And then after that, it just took off, man.
You're like, if I could do 5 in a week,
man,
I'm gonna do 5 next week.
Yeah, man, I just doubled down and just grew after that. Like, and I just dove all in the solar industry and just started learning and growing, developing, and it's a process, man. To me, what I tell people, it's a forever process, man. No matter how good you think you are, or how great you think you made it, man, door to door is probably the best industry. Like I know you hear it all the time, but it is a hidden gem for personal development and growth. And I know a lot of people that come in and they just make a bunch of money and like they go, bro, like make their dreams a reality. Like, it's really crazy. Some people blow it. Like, some people go wild and blow it, and they're back the next day and they got to restart. But some people take the capital that you can really build, like, and you can go build your dream goals. Like, and to me, like, that's where I was like, cool, I'm gonna do this.
Right.
I'm gonna go all in. And yeah, like after that, it was like, cool. We started doing good. Like, office was great at the top tier office. Like, we were the #1 install in office, like, and stuff like that. So I was around these amazing leaders, amazing people. And then the whole idea and concept was like, man, we got to bring this back to Oregon.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, at that time, I was like, man, I don't want to move back home. I was like, I like Vegas. I like the sun. It rains a lot. Yeah.
I like the life out here.
Yeah. And from there, it was just like, hey, you got to do what you got to do. And at that time, like, I really wasn't sold on going back to Oregon.
Yeah. And
they were open up in the Oregon market. And I go up there every once in a while and like stuff like that and help out. And one time we went to go knock, and it was dead raining. And I was like, bro, I don't know if I want to do this. I want to go back to Vegas. And we're knocking. And I ended up getting an appointment, Giant Home, and I was like, "Hey, that's cool." Going home, close it. First home, first door, first solar and everything out there. I was like, this is just like Vegas. This is a reminder. I was like, cool. But at that time, it was like a 22 kilowatt system, and I was like, dang, okay. And then I realized like why you got to do all that. Why the Oregon market is so different. Like,
right.
And I was like, cool. I was like, maybe I want to do this. And I come back home and tell Nayeli, my wife still was not sold on going back home. She's like,
nah, bro.
Yeah, and then after that, then it was like, cool, we're going to open up the Oregon market. Let's do it. Let's dive all in. So I was like, cool, I got to go ham for the next few months. And just went all in here in Vegas just to transition back up to Oregon. And then moved to Oregon. And then after that, it was a wrap. Like, just trying to rebuild everything over there.
Because, it was like starting from scratch, like brand new.
Man, and that is like something like most people that do that, they don't get enough credit for doing stuff like that. That is hardest thing. It's easy to go into a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
But when you got to take that machine and build it, man, that is a true grind and process. And like having to rebuild that structure and then take it and transfer again and move to another company and had to rebuild and then do it again and rebuild like that. And like now I feel like we're at a good place where like, cool.
Everything's stable.
Everything's really good. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm grateful for the process. Like, but now like to me, it's seeing the success of the guys around me.
Right.
Like, it's cool to make a bunch of money by yourself, but to me, the most thing like that I love more than anything is seeing other people win. Right. I know a lot of people tell me all the times that I give too much to other people, and I can never see that. I feel like there's never enough I can do for some
Right.
people.
There's like never you could never add too much value to somebody.
Yeah,
I think.
like
It's
and I get reminded this quote all the time, like, hey, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. But I'm like, I know, but if I could change the way the water smells, maybe he could drink
but
it.
if it's
like,
Kangen water, then
but yeah, man, to me, like, I always tell people it's cool, like, to see you make a bunch of money, right? But how many people have you helped?
right.
That's my next step, like, in everything, like, and I wrote down on all my goals and everything, like, I gotta have a certain amount of people making a certain amount of income around me, like, that I've helped them create, and then have them do the exact same thing. Then I know I'm doing good.
Yeah, you got to build that culture of like, okay, as soon as you get on, like, then your next mission is to put someone else on, and then keep doing that, like, and then teach that to them. That's like an infinite expanding machine,
Man.
And if you get them like super bought into that, and just like figure out the system or the process to do that,
man, the sky's the limit, bro.
Bro, it could compound forever.
Yeah, there's
as
a
long
book.
as opportunities there.
Man, yeah. Hey, I don't know if you read the book Magic of Thinking Big.
Yeah.
Man, I listened to that. It's probably one of my favorite books. Hands down, bro. Like, it teaches you one of just not only just thinking big, but everything of like the excuse-itis, the health-itis, like all this stuff that compiles.
That shit
like,
is for real.
And it just restructures on why you're thinking what you're thinking, and like to get other people to believe in that too, to make them think bigger.
Yeah.
And I think that's the name of the game. There's like, when you step into a room, like, how do you elevate everybody else? Like,
yeah. And I think that's the goal, is to continue to expand your thinking at like infinitely forever until you die as a human.
yeah.
Like,
man, you should always be growing.
yeah, bro, there's like Albert Einstein or like, people who have changed humanity. Like, you can always learn and expand more. I don't think you could learn everything even if you wanted to try.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, in one lifetime.
Man, there's at that time, what is it? Back in like, Sam always says this, man. Sam's a smart dude.
Sam is smart.
That
boy's smart.
Yeah, I do know. I mean, I'll be pulling up random quotes and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, this person said it at this date.
He's like Mark Twain. Mark Twain's cousin.
But yeah, there was something on knowledge. One of the philosophers back in the day said, like, and he was like one of the person that knew all the knowledge of back in the day. Like, but you realize, like, if you knew all the knowledge, but that means, like, bro, there's infinite amount of knowledge, man. Like, there's so much to learn. Like, even when you read the same book,
you
learn it from a whole different perspective. The same chapter, you read it 10 times.
I know.
Like,
yeah, bro. Sometimes I go back and read a book. Like, I read Never Split the Difference not too long ago. Bro, I'm using everything all over again. I'm like, this is magic. This is a magic trick,
Never
bro.
Split the Difference. Yeah, Chris Voss is a beast, bro.
Bro.
Like, a lot of sales gurus and stuff like that I listen to, or like a lot of people that get hyped up and everything. Like, it's cool. Like, you could sell somebody and everything, but to really know what you're really doing, the science behind it, that's on a whole nother level. And to me, that's what fascinates me.
Right.
When I love Chris Voss. Now, when I'm speaking to somebody, I always say something to see if they catch it and to see what they respond back to me.
Yeah.
To see, like, how they're gonna respond or how I can move the conversation. Like,
right.
And to me,
magic,
that's bro. That's where the sales becomes fun. Like, because you get into a process of, like, when you're sitting in front of somebody, right? Like, and there's ethically a way to go about it and unethically, right?
Right.
You can always manipulate someone to buy stuff. Like, that's
right.
To me, that's scammy. It's not cool, bro.
Right.
And now that you learn the sales process, how do you do something to help somebody and help them see that process of what you can actually offer them? So now they're bought into that vision.
Right.
And to me, like, learning that process of like reading Never Split the Difference, like tonality, and you learn all that, the questions to ask,
right.
Like, all those little things. Like, how do you dig up something out of somebody to get them to really understand why they're thinking what they're thinking?
Bro, and like labels and mirrors, that's how. Man. Like, and they go deep into themselves. And then another thing is like how to get people to negotiate against themselves, like bro. It's all magic. It's like it's like a magic trick, bro. You try it and it works with everyone, everywhere. And I feel like sometimes my wife, she's hip to the shit, so she'd be like, "You trying to label me right now?"
Oh yeah. Yeah, my wife be saying the same thing. Hey man, you gonna use this on me right now? We'll be in a heated argument, and I have to be like, "Hey, look, are you doing this or you doing this?" Like, yeah. But it's the real practical stuff that you could really apply, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and to me, like, there's all these different, like, psychologists, like, in different tests that you could take, like Myers-Briggs and all these different like things that you could take, like. But once you understand, like, all that stuff behind it, and you understand what you're saying, which is why I love debating people. So I
love getting into it. Cause
all my closest friends be like, James, you are so stubborn, bro. It's not that I'm just a stubborn, just to, like, I have to be right. But if you can sell me while you're on your right, I'm 100% buy in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
But
know.
you gotta sell me first. Like, that's something my stepdad said. He was just like, if you're wrong, cool, be the first person to admit it. But if you're right, never back down. And if I think something and I think I'm right, man, I'm gonna attack every angle to try to figure out why I'm right. But if you can make me believe why I'm wrong, and I actually really understand why I'm wrong, I'll be
Right.
like, hey, you're right, bro.
Yeah.
I
That makes
apologize.
sense.
I'll come to you afterwards. But my bad, I was stubborn.
I was
Yeah,
tripping.
I was going crazy.
I was going a
Yeah.
little crazy, but it's cool. Bro, so, that's a crazy story. Now, like, what's next for you? What are you excited about? What are you passionate about?
Yeah, now the next step in my life now is just building other people. Like I said, I really want to get back into the real estate game. That has been my ultimate goal. So I know this year that's something Nelly and I are really working on. Really getting into real estate, investing, and doing that. And I know there's a lot of different places that you can put your energy and get obviously money back in your ROI. Right now, to me, my solely focus right now is helping our region and the guys and stuff like that in solar grow, and so they can become their own way and their own like leadership roles and stuff like that, and grow them. And while I'm doing that, Naeli now is in a different step of her life, like becoming
Right.
a mom, staying at home, and so we're just at a different point in our life where, cool, now we're getting up there, like, cool, what's the next step, like what are we gonna do after this? Like
Right.
thinking like after solar, after this. So that's like our next step of the process.
Right.
That's what we've been trying to figure out. And I know she wants us to maybe get into real estate. We've talked about that and understanding that game.
Right.
So that's something that we're really both focused on right now. And obviously our daughter too. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the first couple of years, like obviously as you
Yeah.
know, those crucial years that when your kid's a child, like
Right.
to me that's an important year. And so just trying to focus on both of those. And
What's
Yeah,
what has been like the biggest challenge you've overcome as like being a parent so far?
man,
I mean, I'm a rookie dad too, so
yeah, man, biggest challenge I would say is to me I've like people like, a lot of my close friends always tell me, hey, you've always been like a dad already. You've been a dad. You've been a dad in the making since we were kids. Like, cause I've always been there, like to help out with my family, my siblings, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Or out of my close friends when we do some dumb stuff.
yeah.
Like, I'm always there. Like, hey, maybe let's
Yeah,
turn it back. Like,
Judy noticed that too.
yeah, like,
She's like,
I've always been that person.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, stop the draw line, cause I know where the other side is.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah.
I have friends that play both sides too. So like, man, like
They be on the both
yeah,
sides.
man, they be doing some wild stuff and then try to come back and correct. But like, I've seen both sides, and so I've always tried to play that person, like to help guide other people. But being a father, like, changing my mentality of like everything that I do matters now.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it mattered before, but now it's like, dang, every day I wake up, like my life is devoted to one, taking care of my wife and make sure that her life is good, but also this child, like
Yeah.
this innocent child. Like, I have to do everything in my power to make sure that they're learning
Yeah.
and all, not learning the way that I learned.
Right, right,
And
right.
making sure you're not going through the stuff that I had to go through, and like,
right.
and to me, just watching them develop, and like, I love my wife to death. Like, every time I go home, like, and see her playing with her, and like, and I'm out grinding every day, and I come
Yeah.
back and I see her playing and I see her learning, and like, so I'm like, cool. What do I got to do to become a better man?
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like, all right, cool. I got to take care of my health better. All right, cool. I got to get on top of that. Make sure my finances, like Jim Rohn says it. He's
Right,
like, bro, build a financial wall that
Right.
nothing can get through.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it sounds crazy to most people that like when you're not on that, but like to me, like if you could build a financial wall, then cool. It's less stress that you have to worry about.
Yeah, 100%.
Now I can focus and take that time, like,
Right.
because if financial, like, man, people talk about money and stuff like that. Money's up there with oxygen, bro. You hear
Right.
that all the time. But like, if you're stressing about bills and you're stressing about that, bro, that's gonna pour onto your kids. Like,
Yeah, bro. And like creating a money machine is so easy too. Like it really is so easy to unlock like as much money as you want. Like
Man.
and when you can figure out like the energy input to like export or
Yeah.
whatever, like it's easy. You're just like, all right, I just gotta do this and that. And like
Mm.
with kids, well, with my daughter, like I'm grateful, bro. I'm around all day, all the time, like
Right.
every moment. And I could take the time to do whatever with her. And so the challenge for me and us, I feel like, is that balance of like spending too much time with her and like,
Oh, yeah.
and then
Going
giving
back
too
to-
much
yeah.
to work. So
Man.
like, so that's like my biggest challenge. But also, it's like a huge blessing that like some people don't even get that opportunity
man. No,
to like
absolutely.
spend the time to see them do all the stuff they're doing, in real time. So
No,
that's a blessing.
absolutely. Yeah, no, bro. Like, I noticed myself because my dad was around since I was like probably 5, 6 years old. Then he went to prison. And he was gone for a
And
minute.
he was gone for
yeah,
a
like
cool
and
minute?
so like there's a lot of stuff that I didn't have growing up
Mhm.
that I want to be there, and also Nelly too. Like there's a lot of stuff that she didn't have, so we both have the same vision for what we want, and what we want our child to grow up and have. Like a lot of
Right.
that stuff we didn't have.
Yeah.
And to me, like it was really crazy. Like God works in crazy ways, man. Some of my closest friends all didn't have father figures.
That's
It's really
crazy.
wild. Like the
That
closest
is.
people to me all didn't have father figures, and so you're like, dang, like it's really crazy. But it makes sense why we're all connected the way we are.
Yeah.
Is because of that too. Because some of us were raised by our moms, or our dad was in our lives but not fully present. They had other stuff
Right.
going on, and so to us, like I see a lot of my close friends, like one of my closest friends, like he's an amazing dad. Shout out to Chris, bro. I see the way he is with his daughter, and he was someone that didn't want kids for the longest time.
Yeah.
But you see, like when the child comes into your life, like yeah, he's just a whole different person, bro. He wants to be a better man. He wants to be
Yeah.
there, and he's there for his child, 24/7. Bro,
Yeah.
he's there. Like his daughter loves him, and I'm like, dang, dude, I aspire. Like that's like,
Yeah.
even though like we're the same age and stuff like that, you're a couple years ahead of me when it comes to child. But bro, I want to be like that. Like
Yeah.
to me, like I can't wait for my daughter to come home. Like when I look at like Berto for an example,
Yeah.
I'm with Berto 24/7, bro.
Yeah.
But like I look at his two daughters, like and every time he steps to the door, his daughters just want that. And like I know my daughter's young, and like I know she'll get to
Yeah.
that, but like that's what I look at. I look at people around me. How do their kids look up to them?
Yeah.
And to me, I think that's where my biggest challenge is. Like, cool, like how do I build that relationship consistently, even though I still got to go grind every day?
Yeah.
Because I don't have a normal 9 to 5 job where
Right,
it's like
right.
I clock in, clock out, and I schedule all this
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
nah, dude, like there's some real sacrifice that
Yeah, yeah.
comes with all this. Like, and to me, it's like cool. I need to balance that and to make sure that I'm there, like present, like for my child. Like, and so it's just one thing going home, putting the phone away,
Yeah.
not answering calls, like
Yeah.
doing stuff like that, like or cool making the sacrifice. Nelly's with her all day.
Yeah.
Cool, I gotta make the sacrifice to be up at night or
Yeah,
be in
yeah.
the morning. I'm getting better, man. I'm not
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
I'll be 100% honest
Right,
with you.
right.
Like, I'm not perfect by any means. I battle with my stuff every day. I need to get better. But
Right.
the beauty about that, when you see that, it makes you want to be better,
Yeah.
bro. Like it really forces you to be a better person.
Yeah, bro. So this was just to like elaborate on that is I tell myself like if I could like see myself how my daughter sees me, like
Oh, man.
it makes you be stronger, better, like expand your consciousness. Cause to her, I'm like the biggest, strongest, coolest
Oh, yeah.
person she's ever
Man.
met. Like, you know what I mean? And like, yeah, all of the above. So if I take that same, like, I gotta hold the integrity of her vision of me
Amen.
and then just keep expanding and like show up for other people like the way my daughter sees me. Like
Amen.
if I show up the best, loving, most compassionate, empathetic, strongest, self for everybody else, like how
Oh,
my
yeah.
daughter sees me, like I'm gonna be the best version.
Man.
You know?
And it's crazy because it's like when you said like you paint a blank canvas, like those children
Right.
when they come into the world, they're so innocent and they just follow what they see.
Right.
It's not what you tell them.
Right.
It's about what
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they see you do. How do you treat their mom?
Right.
How do you treat everyone that walks into the home? Like
Right.
how do you treat like the gas station attendant?
Right.
How do you treat the janitor when you walk in? Like
Right.
and to me that's something
How you
I-
treat yourself?
man, every day,
Bro.
yeah, bro. Like, because if you don't teach them that, they're gonna listen to everybody else. Like,
Yeah.
and that's the crazy thing. I'm so grateful. Like the biggest thing about me, all my confidence and everything comes from what my mom instilled in me, bro. 100%. I would not be the person I am today if my mom did not instill confidence to let me go fail. It was
Yeah.
that something behind me that was like, hey, you're gonna fail, but I still love you. Like,
That's crazy.
You're good. Like, and that's why to me, like, I'm not afraid to go try things. Like even like when you freshly start a business, and most people, I know you talked about the other day, like when you're fresh on content, like
Yeah.
freshly posting content, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's not good enough. I
Right.
got to do that. But like, bro, just post it. Like,
Just post the
just
shit.
go in. Or like my first like physique competition, bro, I was skinny. Bro, I dropped down to 150 pounds, bro. I've been 150 since I was in like 7th grade. Like, and so like the little stuff like that, it's just, bro, go try it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm grateful my mom instilled that in me, so I would never ever have to question if she loves me or not. And that's
Yeah.
what I want to instill in my daughter. Like,
Yeah.
bro, here, do all these things. I don't want her to look outside of the house for a role model.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
like a big thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want her to be like, man, I got to look at some other man to be a role model. But like, nah, like, that's my dad.
Yeah.
And my dad comes in, he regulates. Like, yeah, this is what my
Yeah.
dad looks like. Like,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
runs stuff. Like,
Yeah.
he comes in and people respect him.
Yeah.
And that's what I aspire to be. Like, that's my
Right.
biggest vision. Like, and eventually have more kids. My goal is to have 6 kids.
Six
My wife don't
kids.
want that, but hey.
Hey,
Yeah.
bro, you brave. 6. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like personally, what I told Judy is like, let me crack this next code, and then we could talk about like kids. Might be a year, might be 2 years, might be tomorrow. Like as soon as the code is
Man.
cracked, then
Yeah.
we're there. But like to
Man.
take the time to build something new, I know like the sacrifices it would take away from the family to build something completely crazy, new, and I don't think like it would be fair to like her or like, and she's just getting her stride too back with like her business and stuff,
Yeah.
and like the girl being independent enough, so like to start all the way over and like be, because you're really, when a baby is born to like, I don't know how old because I'm still in it,
Yeah.
like they can't do anything by themselves.
Yeah,
So
man,
you
they're
gotta
fully
be
dependent on
there
you.
for
Yeah,
everything,
man.
you know what I mean? So
No,
like,
absolutely.
and if you aren't like fully there for them, then like that they get they get neglected. It's
Yeah.
not like, you know, they have so many needs, and so to like, again, fortunate enough that our organization, you too, is like stable enough, your finances are stable enough to take time away, to not have to be fully involved in it, to
Yeah.
so that you could give them the time they need to
Amen.
like cultivate that first
Amen.
couple years, because like eventually you're gonna go to school and those years are gonna be gone anyways. So
Yeah.
like that's what I was thinking. I was like, the last 2 years, like the growth hasn't been like exponential, like 100% X
Yeah.
or whatever, 10,000X, but everything's good, and I have all the time with my family. So
Absolutely.
it's like,
It's the most important thing, man.
you know what I mean?
I just want time with my kids. Like as I get older, like you see that, like, bro, I'm so grateful. And I tell people all the time, bro. I'll text people, like, hey, man, I just appreciate you.
Right.
Like if I send you a text, I appreciate. I mean, I really internalize that. Like
Right.
as I've gotten older, like I genuinely appreciate like the relationships that I
Right.
have with people. Like, and to me, that means more than anything. And like teaching my daughter that same thing. Like I just want like genuine people around. Like
Right.
I have group text messages with like some of my closest friends that we've been friends for 20 years. Like
Yeah.
I have random friends that I've known for 10, 15 years. I randomly text, but hey, I appreciate you.
Right.
Just know that I always got you if you ever need anything. And like my daughter, like knowing like what you were just talking about, like those crucial years when they're young, like I want to be there. Like, and so
Yeah.
Naomi and I, when we were first talking about having kids, like it was like, dang, like cool, we gotta handle our stuff first.
Right,
Like, I gotta
right.
be in a good place, like so I can fully be there and be present. Like that was something like I didn't have like growing up as a kid too. We
Right.
struggled a lot with money, and looking at that, like dang, like cool, that was like one of my biggest goals. Like now I don't, not to brag or anything like that. I don't question certain things, or I don't have to feel things of like, oh, I can't afford this or I can't do
Right.
this. Like I got to a certain place where I'm like, cool, I can do this,
Right.
but now I can really focus on my child too. Now it's time
Right.
to grow.
Right. Right.
Now let's do both.
Right.
Now let's focus on that. Like now I'm taking extra time like to take with my daughter. Like I was texting my wife on the way here, like, damn, I just want to spend time with her.
I know.
I was like, yeah, I miss her, I love her, and like now, like I can see our bond starting to grow too. Like especially from the day that she pulled her, like, cause she had a C-section, and the day that they pulled her out, bro, my whole world flipped. I was like, dang, bro, this is real. And I saw her, and like she first looked at me, and the way she looked at me, dude, I was just like so dependent. Like she was
Yeah,
like,
she
you are the
need-
one that's gonna
Yeah.
take care of me and provide for me. And I was like, dang, that's how I look up to God. Like I was
Yeah.
like, dang, dude, like.
Wow.
And I was like,
that's a
man, and
good connection.
bro, it hit me, and I was like, man, I gotta be better.
Yeah.
I gotta be a better person. I gotta be a better human. I gotta do all the right things. Like,
Right.
and now, like, even talking about trying to grow your business and do that stuff, or having more kids, right?
Right.
We're talking about having more kids, but like, it takes crucial time and crucial ages, like, to have your kids. And
Right.
now, like, my wife took a back seat, like, to like our business and like
Right.
to focus full time on mommy mode. And I'm going all in on this, but also my time has to be like spent with my kids. And as we have more, cool, I got to do these certain things to make sure
Right.
that like, so it's a cool dynamic. Like, and I love it. I love challenges.
100%.
I love anything that's gonna challenge me to
It's
grow.
just an experiment,
Yeah,
bro. Like
man.
I feel like life in your present state of like affairs is just an experiment. You're just like, all right, I'm gonna try this shit. It works. Okay, that shit worked. All right, this is working.
Yeah,
and then
man.
like, let's try some different shit. I don't know. Like you never know how it's gonna play out, and how it plays out is based on like your thinking and your like.
Man,
you know what I
everything
mean?
starts with a thought, bro.
100%.
Yeah.
But bro, just going back to the birth story, it made me think of our birth story, which was crazy. We did an at-home birth, and we hired we paid like $6,000 to have like a midwife or whatever
Oh,
do
yeah,
the
a doula?
thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so it started Thanksgiving. She starts like contraction. I'm like making a feast for our family. So I'm like, damn, for real, like for real, are you sure? Like I think you're capping. Like, you're acting way too normal. Like, there's, like, no way, right? So, she's like, nah, I'm going to birth, whatever. And I was like, so we went through the whole Thanksgiving dinner at, like, 1 in the mornings. And then she starts having, like, real, like, contractions. So I call the lady, like, yo, I think it's happening. Like, the water, like, the water didn't break. So that's why we were like, I don't know. But she was, like, getting into contractions. So, boom. She's like, get her in the tub. Like, it's all good. So she gets in the tub. And then I call her again. I was like, she said that the baby's going to come out. Oh, no. This is what happened. So the water didn't break. And so the sack came out. Like, and it wasn't a head. It was just something crazy. I was like, bro, I'm not a doctor, right? I'm seeing this shit.
What's
like,
going on?
I'm like, yo, call her back. Like, there's something coming out. She's like, all right, get her in the tub. Got her in the tub. And then Judy's like, yo, she's coming out. Like, the next push. Like, there's no way.
She came out in the sack?
No, so the sack came out, and then Judy's just like feeling the contraction. She's like, she's coming out. Like, there's no way. And she's telling me, I'm like, what? So I called the lady. I was like, Judy said the baby's coming out. No way. And then she's like, I gotta poop. So she gets up, goes to the bathroom, head comes out, bro.
Oh, dang.
And I'm like, oh, shit. So I call the lady back, like, the head is out. She's like, get her in the tub. Judy's like, it's coming out. Boom. Baby comes out, bro. Nobody's there. Me and Judy.
Oh, that's a crazy
We,
story,
like, grab her, bro.
Yeah.
She's, starts crying. I'm like, oh, my God, bro. We just fucking.
Bro, this child's real. Yeah.
It was crazy, dog. So then, she holds her on her chest. The lady finally comes. They, like, do all the regular shit. But, bro, it was like,
that's wild.
that was the craziest shit I ever experienced.
Just you and your wife.
Just me and my wife, bro, by ourselves in the bathtub.
That's a crazy experience, though. That's the stuff, like, that's cool, though. Like,
but we weren't, like, stressed out. Like, she was all, like, we had meditation music on. We're, like, doing breath work and shit. It was just, like a trip, bro. That was a wild
I've heard some wild stories in childbirth. But, like, bro, it's such a blessing. Like,
it really
hear all that stuff, like, it's really crazy. You've heard some wild horror stories. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. My mom even, man, when she had my sister, she like basically died on the table.
What?
Yeah, bro, it was really crazy. Like, my mom wanted 6 kids, man. Like,
how many brothers?
I only have a brother and a sister. She only has 3.
She got halfway.
Yeah, she got halfway, and then she can't have kids anymore, obviously, because her health. Like, they were like, yeah, if you have any more kids, you're gonna die. But yeah, the whole thing, she wanted 6 kids. I was like, dang, that's crazy. I didn't know that. I was like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense though. Like, because she's a loving, caring person. She's a mom. Like,
yeah.
Bro, she is like the definition of a mom. Like, all my friends, like, they know her. They got her phone number. Like, bro, they call her. I've had friends that like got into jail and like done stuff, and they call my mom first before they call their parents. They'll call my mom and be like, hey, Katie, can you help me? Like, bro, shout out to my mom. Like, literally, like, the most humblest, greatest human on earth, man. Like, most kindest person. Like, literally will give everything she possibly has, like, to anybody. Like, and that's where I learned like all that stuff from too. Like, and so yeah, man. Like, moms are a blessing, bro. Like, and I see the relationship my daughter has with her mom, with my wife.
Yeah,
bro. Like, I'll be just staring at them. I was like, dang, like, trip, bro, you were like so mesmerized by your mom. Like, it's really wild. Like, it's so cool though, because that's what we're intended to, like, that's what your children should look up to. Like,
and then just having the space, because like, I mean, I don't know about your mom, but like my parents too, you only get so long with maternity leave, and then like they gotta figure it out. Man. Like, you know what I mean? Who knows what they did? Daycare, childcare, whatever. Man,
there was times where, like, because we had a lady that my mom knew. We call her Grandma Shirley. She had like a daycare at her house, and like all the kids, and it was so cheap to be there.
Right.
But when my little brother was born, man, we felt some financial hard times, bro. Like, because they call him like the $1 million baby. He was born and had just crazy complications.
Oh, geez.
And it was just back-to-back hospital visits, staying in the hospital for months at a time.
Oh,
like,
dang.
So there was times like we were sleeping in like a 1-bedroom apartment, and like there's crazy stories that I always tell people that most people don't know. Like, but there was times it was just me, my mom, my brother, and my sister, and my mom was just crying, and like my sister's asleep, my brother's asleep, and I'm just watching her cry like in the middle of the night because she can't pay like the bills and stuff like that. Like,
dang, that's
and I'm just like watching, but I see her love like that she has, like. And I think that's where I get like my love for people, and like that I'll never quit anything I'm doing, man. I don't have no excuses. Like, bro, pressure is a privilege, bro.
Wow.
Yo, man, like you got pressure on, and you're in a good opportunity, man. That's a privilege, bro. 100%. People out there struggling to pay bills, and like people are over here like, oh, this is too much, man. I can't do this. I gotta wake up, and like, bro, you getting paid to make how much money?
Yeah.
Bro, you get paid. That's why I tell people indoors. I'm like, bro, you get paid how much to knock a door?
Right.
And you're over here stressing.
complaining.
Bro, some people over here gotta work 5 to 6 jobs just to pay rent.
Right.
And like, but to me, that's why my humble and like my gratefulness, like, bro, you will never see me complain. That is like the biggest no for me. Like,
Yeah.
that is my number one pet peeve is people that complain, bro. If you're around me, all my friends will tell you that, like, bro, don't complain in front of James, bro. Like, bro, I will go off on you because I just, bro, why complain, man? Like, be grateful. Like, there's so many things, like, and that was something too that like you can develop that skill too. Like, when I'm in the process of teaching people, like, how to, like, I get a lot of people that are like, hey, how do I do this? Or like people hit me up and stuff. I'm not perfect, man.
Right.
A lot of people just know where I came from and see where I'm at.
Right.
And I always tell them, man, it was just a thought process. Like, I changed my thoughts.
Really
like,
is.
man, it's when all the bad stuff is going wrong, bro, just focus on the good.
Yeah.
Be grateful, bro. Focus on what little thing can I focus on to be grateful every day.
Right.
Like, same thing in your relationship. Cool. If your relationship's struggling, cool. What do you got to do every day to focus on your relationship? Cool. If your health is bad, bro, focus on eating one good thing every day.
Yeah, that's it.
Drink water, bro. I'm a forever sell water, but
drink water, bro.
But yeah, man, do stuff like that. Like, if you're in a bad financial space, cool. What one thing you could change? Maybe learn a skill.
Right.
Maybe get a different job.
Right.
Maybe you're just overspending, bro.
Right.
Cut back. Like, it's just a little stuff, but just focus on the good, not so much on the bad. Like, and that good will outweigh that like tenfold, bro.
Every time.
And
it's like a stress reliever too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro. You could zoom out so far. Like, you know, I'm just grateful to be alive. Like, you know what I mean? Like, grateful to be breathing. Grateful to walk. You know what I mean?
Grateful I got legs, man. Like,
some people don't even got legs.
Man, bro, and it's crazy because my little brother, like, and my sister, like, and I see what they struggle with, and to me, that's why I was born with osteoporosis and stuff like that, like, and I have like pain in my knees or my back and stuff like that constantly, like. And to me, like, I'll never wake up and complain about it. I look at my little brother and that man go through another surgery every couple weeks, or he can't walk a certain way, or he can't do certain things, or like my sister, like, and I see her what she struggles with, or like can't do certain things, and like, to me, bro, I can never complain. Like, I was raised watching them every day.
Right.
I ain't got no excuse.
Right.
Man, no matter how I feel, cool, ankle broke, man, you better get up and learn how to walk on that broken ankle. Like,
right. It'll heal.
And that's just something I want to instill in other people too, man. Like, before I die, man, just don't complain. Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, like you said, it's a thought, changing your thought process. And sometimes, I mean, we're all human, right? You get looped into that, like, negative complaining. Even if you don't say it externally, like, your thoughts is, like, what really...
You're focused on everything that's going bad. Like,
yeah, and then more stuff goes bad.
Yeah,
like,
man,
you know what I mean?
What is that? The articulator activating system? I know Tony Robbins talks about that all the time, man. Like, you focus on that red card, you're going to see red cards everywhere.
Right.
But you focus on the negative, you're going to get the bad, bro.
Everywhere you go.
And, like, I think that's the one thing. Your brain is not meant to make you happy. And I think a lot of people don't know that.
Concept.
Your brain is meant to make you survive.
That's true.
It's doing everything already. Like, you got to think thousands of years ago, like, our brain wasn't focused on a podcast or like, I gotta go get Starbucks to make me have energy. Like, your brain was like, nah, dude, I gotta survive these crazy animals. Like, I gotta survive today. Like, that's all your brain is developed to do. It's already focused on the negative. So you have to train your brain to focus on that positive. And it's a muscle. And I tell people that all the time, man. Things not gonna happen overnight.
Yeah.
You're not gonna gain 30 pounds of muscle overnight.
Right.
But if you focus on it daily and you do that, you can eventually get to that point. Like,
But yeah, I mean, and Tony Robbins says it right. If you don't like fight to put that positive energy, like, or that positive mindset in, like, weeds grow automatic. So like, it's just, your brain is automatically, you know, designed to keep you alive. Man. I never thought of it like that. That's pretty crazy. Because I mean, everything is a challenge. Like, the gravity pushing down on us is literally like, that's why we have muscles, because you have to like push up against it. Like, everything is an effort. Like,
cause and effect, man. There's a 100%. Cause for something. There's a reaction behind it, man.
100%.
Like, that's the same thing with everything, man. Whatever you're going through, like, in life, and I tell people all the time. That's why the social media thing to me is really cool. Like, if you look at me, you're around me all the time, bro. Majority of the time, I'm not scrolling through other people's social media. I'm scrolling through my own social media, and it's not to be narcissist or anything like that. It's like, dang, if I was looking at this stuff, how can I motivate myself?
Right.
Bro, that's just a wall platform that I can use to motivate myself
100%.
and that I want to look at. That's why I put out certain content and stuff like that. I remember back in the day when, like, the fitness became like a health thing. And to me, I was overweight and I was dead. Like, I was like, cool, I'm only going to post about health. So when I look at it, I only look at myself being healthy. So eventually, like, but I have mad times of people making fun of me, making trending hashtags on Twitter, like, in Portland and stuff like that. And, like, I've had a lot of people, and I hear everything, bro. Trust me. When I tell you I observe everything, bro, I know
I'm keeping
everything.
game.
Every bad thing you've ever said about me, trust me, I know. And when you smile in my face, I remember it. But I just don't care, bro. Like, I'm good. Like, maybe you were coming from a place like where you were struggling or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, but in general, social media to me is cool because some people look at it as negative because you can't get caught up in it.
Yeah.
And I see that happen. But also to me, like, I want to put out good content, like, of just all positive stuff. So, like, man, I don't know what someone's going through
Bro.
daily.
You know what's crazy is you really don't like know what your content affects people. Cause bro, I have this same thing, right? Like back in the day, when I was putting out music and I was trying to put myself out there, I was young, 20, 21, 22. My stuff was terrible and I was just blasting
Bro.
out content, right? Like blasting it. And people would make fun of me or whatever, and I developed this like callous and like understanding that like I almost just imagine that no one's seeing it. I'm just like only myself.
I'm good.
And like,
I'm
yeah, it's just me, bro. It don't matter. And I forget
Hey.
that people actually see it. And then the other day, bro, like the other night, this dude I knew from way back in the day called me, like, and he might have been a little sauced or something or whatever, but he was like, bro, I answered it. It was on like Instagram, and he's like, "Your content's changing my life, bro. Like, it really hit me. I'm having an epiphany." I was like, "I don't know, maybe you're drinking or something, but like,
that's
it
the
really
greatest
hit,
feeling
bro.
in the world, bro.
It was crazy. I was like, because you don't know who's it's affecting. Because I'm thinking nobody gives a fuck about nothing I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm just posting this stuff, bro.
You know,
hey, I'm good. Like,
yeah.
As long as I'm happy, man, and I'm posting all this stuff, and
Yeah.
like. Yeah, that's what to me, like, I get a lot of people that do hit me up, and it's really crazy. I don't talk about it much, but like, or repost it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do randomly to be like, hey, man, it's cool. Like,
Yeah.
some people see it, like, but to me, like, when you do get that, bro, that is such a crazy, that feeling right there.
That shit is
Man,
wild.
when you're doing something, and someone out of the blue comes out of nowhere, and they're like, man, thank you so much for doing this, or like, and you're like, dang, that's crazy. Like, we're
It's
not
like-
even the same industry, world, or anything.
Yeah, totally
Like, bro.
fucking outer space in the universe, bro, on some crazy other shit. I was like, that's wild.
Man,
So,
it's cool though because I get a lot of people. Like I've had a lot of people hit me up about relationship stuff too.
yeah, I remember you were telling me about that.
Yeah, we're coming soon. We are gonna launch our podcast, man. I will say that our relationship. That is one thing. Like I'm very grateful for. Like one thing I can really say in my life that my relationship with my wife is amazing, man. Like it's a blessing. Like no matter we've been through some financial struggles,
Yeah.
we've been through like some crazy ups and downs. Like, and that was just one thing when we first started dating. I always tell people when we first started dating, I've been through like the crazy breakups. I've been through all this stuff. Like, and to me, I was like, dang, all right, the next relationship I get into, serious, cool.
I'm cracking the code.
I'm figuring this out. So I would study like relationship books, bro. I would study like Tony Robbins, and I would learn like all these different stuff. And I stopped looking at people like around my circle that were married and stuff like
Right.
that. Everyone comes from divorce or like,
Right,
stuff like that. I'm like, you could probably give you some advice what
Yeah.
not to do, but I was trying to find people that had an amazing relationship. How do I learn from them?
Right.
So the first time Naomi and I started dating, I took her to the beach. We went on a hike, sat down. I was like, cool, what do you want out of this? And she looked at me like, what? And I was like, yeah, man, what do you want out of our relationship?
Yeah.
What do you want from this? Because if we're not on the same page, then it's not going to work.
Right.
And she was like, dang. But the crazy thing is, she wanted all that. Like, she was like, cool. And we sat down and we talked everything. We had a vision for what we want our relationship, long
That's
term,
dope.
like kids, travel, life, wealth, family life, and all that stuff. We had the same vision. I was like, cool, we could get behind this. And like after that, it was just working our relationship. And like, I'm very grateful. We went through some crazy stuff together. Like, and now like that's something that we don't have to question like with
Right.
each other.
Right.
Like I know that she got me. Like she's a ride or die. Like
Yeah.
and she knows that I got her. Like cool, by all means. Like
Right.
and that's where like I want my daughter to have that same thing too. Like and that's where like teaching other people like yeah, I got to teach my daughter to. You got to get in a relationship where someone holds you down like
Right.
the way like your mom held me down. Like
Yeah.
like when we were struggling and like stuff like that. Like but it's just a process. Like relationship to me like there's certain key elements. Like you have your financial, your spiritual, your physical. And trying to get those things, but the relationship to me is like one thing. Like, man, that I don't have a lot of pride, but I pride myself. Like, I have an amazing relationship with my wife.
That's amazing. Did you notice like your guys' relationship shift or change like after the baby, like the dynamics
Yeah,
of it?
man, that right there was probably the biggest shift. Because one, she's used to working with me every day,
Right.
and all that. So I took a good month and a half, almost 2 months off.
Bro, I took like almost a whole year off.
Oh damn, bro!
The
you-
first
yeah,
year I
bro,
almost
you
didn't
good.
do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I took that time off. And so the first couple of days, like when we got back home and stuff like that, I was up every night. I was holding the baby. I was doing that so she could rest, and doing all that. And then eventually I stepped back to finally, all right, cool, I got to go back to work.
Yeah.
And I did that. and I saw her like, hey, like that whole question of like, dang, he's not here with me. Like I saw that kick in, and it's a real thing. Like you're learning something new. Like, and anybody that tells you they don't have relationship struggles or stuff like that, bro, is bullshit. Um, like my relationship with my wife is amazing, but that was a true struggle of like her not being with me. Like for her, man, like dang, you're not here, like doing all this stuff, and I'm like, dang, like okay, how do I get her to understand like I'm still with you, but I'm still grinding, like and all that stuff, and I gotta come home and like I'm trying to work through that, and like that was like a big thing like for us to get through. That was a big hump, like. And
yeah, that's a big challenge. That's like I think that was probably I had two major like things when we had the baby. One was like an identity crisis within myself, like trying to do stuff the old way, like because you can't do, bro. It's like if the mom needs to go to the bathroom, then you gotta hold the baby so she can go to the bathroom. If you gotta shower, it's gotta like. Yeah. So that was like crazy, and then yeah, our relationship and like kind of diving into that and like. Because, yeah, things change, and there's, like, different emotion, energies, whole different dynamic, and you have to still, like, everyone needs to be heard and validated and accepted, and everyone's needs have to be met, too. Man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to still do what you have to do financially, but you also have to still help, like, in the family and, like, alleviate her pressures, because, like, yeah, being just stuck in a house all day,
I can only
like,
imagine
with a baby
what that feels
screaming
like,
at you, like, you know?
And I tell her that, too. I was like, I will never, and I can say this, I will never understand how you feel. Truly, I can't.
It's literally impossible.
It's impossible for me to understand. You're with the baby 24/7. I'm a different human being.
Right.
And you're with her 24/7.
Yeah.
I can't know how you feel. I can empathize with you.
Right.
So I got to do a better job. Like, and so it just makes me realize, and I'm very grateful that Nelly, she literally is the most vocal, outspoken person you'll ever meet in your life, man.
She'll let you know.
I was just talking to her brother about this the other day, man. She's the most honest, brutally honest person, but it's cool though because it's good because it checks you, like, and that's what I need. Like she will always tell you how she feels,
right?
Good or bad, bro. Right. Like yeah, she's letting you know how it feels, like so, which is cool because some people aren't used to that, and like, so it comes off like a certain way. But nah, man, she just brutally honest, so you'll never have to question how she thinks. But in that, while I'm coming home and when like now where it's like, okay, dang, she's telling me how like maybe I need to show up better, and I'm questioning like, dang, what do I gotta do? Like, all right, cool, I gotta do this, and this, I gotta be better, like, and I'm questioning myself now, like at all these different things, like, how do I make our relationship better? But then it was like, now that the baby's gotten a little bit older, she's 8 months now. Now we can have our date nights.
Right.
That's like a crucial piece. Like,
that is.
We got to take care of each other first.
Right.
So now when the baby sees us, our now,
I mean, the first like year, it's like mostly it starts getting fun. Like my daughter is like almost 2.5. At like 2, she starts like running towards you, talking to you.
Man, I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
my daughter is like
dope,
she's starting to walk now too. She's in a little walker, so now like you like look down and you're doing something, and she all the way in there. You look up, she's gone, bro. She's all in the other side of the house.
And they get faster and faster, bro. It trips me out too. I was just talking with Judy about this. She'll be like, all right, see ya, boom, like dips, bro. She's getting fast. I'm like, yo, man, this little girl's fast,
bro. Kids are amazing to watch, man. I watch my nieces and nephews and see them grow and like have personalities and stuff like that. I just can't wait for my daughter to have that, man. It's cool because I get to see what she responds to now, and stuff like that. Even music, bro. She is 100% spitting image of my wife when it comes to music, bro. You put on some corridos, or you put on something, any Mexican music, bro. She's like nodding her head. She's like bumping like this. And you're like, dang, you ready for the dances? You ready for the ballets? Like, but yeah, no, it's cool, man. Kids are amazing.
It is, man. Like I was saying, like when you never seen it, I don't know. For me, like the first witnessing like a human is crazy, bro. It's the most beautiful, craziest, funniest.
Bro, it's a blessing for sure, bro.
100%, bro. Well, I'm pretty sure we've been over an hour, bro. It's been a blessing.
Hey, we keep talking for a minute. Yeah,
grateful to have you, bro. Any last steps? What do you think is the most valuable lesson or piece of knowledge you could leave someone with?
Man, the biggest thing is biggest valuable lesson. The world doesn't revolve around you, man. There's fire. There's someone that created you, first and foremost, and the moment you humble yourself to that, then you'll think on a different perspective, and you won't always walk with a different intention, and to know that God is the ultimate creator, but also at the same time, he created you to love other people, man. Just love everybody, man. I always tell people that, like, if there's an impression that I have upon other people, it's to love the next person next to you, man. The world is not you're not the only person in the world, man. Like, when you go everywhere, like, man, I try to do everything I can to make sure that a gas station or a cashier or somebody, man, how you doing? Like, smile, make them, compliment them, man. Like, show genuine love to other people, and you will see, like, how it changes other people's days. Like, really this world's a nasty place, man. But it's also beautiful.
Right.
Quick little story that, like, someone told me a long time ago when I was traveling to the Philippines. Someone was like, hey, man, the Philippines is very sketch, man. Be careful. And I was like, so I called up my buddy I was going to the Philippines with, and I was like, hey, man, like, people keep telling me this place is sketch. Should I even go with you, man? And he goes, all right, man. He goes, there was 2 boys. They're walking into a jungle. Same jungle. One walks in, and they're like, dang, I see all the bears. I see all the snakes. I see all the poison ivy. I see all this stuff. And the brother next to him was like, what do you mean? Man, I see the butterflies. I see the beautiful green grass, the beautiful trees, the sun shining. Man, what are you talking about? And it just hit me. Life is just two different perspectives, man. How you going to look at it?
Yeah.
Bro, if you look at it with that beautiful and you will walk that path, the same thing with your thoughts. If you walk that with having beautiful thoughts, even when life, man, yeah, you might trip. There's a sticky pointing out, but look, it's a part of a rose, bro.
Right.
It's a pointy thing, but look at the rose at the end of that sticky bush.
Right.
Like, bro, it's gorgeous. Yeah. But just looking at life that way, man, you will have such a different outlook. You will walk different. You will talk different. You will treat people better. But at the end of the day, just love everybody, man. That's it.
That's facts, bro. Damn, those are some bars just to leave someone off with. You left them off on a cliffhanger. Yeah. Hey, well, I appreciate you, bro. This has been great.
Thank you, bro.
Where can people find you?
Find me on Instagram. I am James Arthur. Find me on Facebook, James Arthur. Don't really use Snapchat,
but James Arthur too.
That's actually Doug James. I'm still funny, man. Find me on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. I think that's Jim Jam, Slim Jam. I'm still the same funny, goofy Jimmy, man. I've changed. A lot of people talk to me like, hey, man, you changed. You're not the same Jimmy growing up. Like, yeah, bro, my name's James now, bro. But I'm still the same funny character, man. I just have a lot of grown-up things that I do now, right?
Yeah. So, that's all it is.
But, hey, thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Peace.